For me, I started this because I realized that the world is upside down. And so I realized that, you know, I mean, just so much shit. There's just so much food. And you look around and you realize there's not enough people to eat them and buy them, you know?
Yeah.
And then you have all these people around, you know, like, who need stuff, but the distribution of resources just is totally uneven right now. And it's just really weird how that's so, you know. And then I believe artists really recognize that. They could see it.
Yeah, I agree.
And they get frustrated and we get impatient because we're like, this is stupid.
It's so stupid. There's supply and there's demand, and then there's supply to people that don't need it. I see every day out here, I see people throwing away food, throwing away stuff that just is like, whoa, I'll eat that, you know, I'll drink that. But the way the economy is, the way that the society has made us classified as individuals, such as middle class, upper class bullshit, it's defined who we are as individuals as well, too bad, you know, unfortunately. And I wish that it was different, because when I was 21, I would say 17 actually, is when I started getting really into like the politics and things and why. I started questioning why this, and there's no answer to it except greed and just envy and constant just things that drive us to self-destruct. And that's all that we are. We're a ticking time bomb the way this society is going. We're just gonna implode. There comes a point in every person's life where they just say, fuck it. And I don't know what it is at this point in my life. If it's a middle-aged, I'm like, whatever I'm going through, I'm 35 years old, I feel like, and I look like I'm young, you know, because I feel young. I feel like I haven't done anything yet. I have this expression, creative expression inside of me that I can't get out. And I don't fucking understand where to put it and what the fucking outlet is I need. So I go through life every day just kind of with an open mind and no judgment, and I don't ever want to, because I don't want that on me. And I hate when people judge me. They see me and they just think I'm just some punk who's gonna steal their purse or wallet or something. When I'm such a kind person that I would do the exact opposite. I would stop the guy that stole that, you know? So the point of it is just, I think that as individuals, as me and you, it's so important not to judge and not to see things as they are right there. First impressions don't mean a thing to me. They don't, you know, and that's why, you know, when you base off somebody's character off of first impression, you're so narrow-minded, you're so stupid and so close-minded in your ways that you just don't deserve to have my company, you know? Yeah. So maybe I'm above it, or maybe I'm just like, maybe they're above it, I don't know. But someone like Scottie, somebody passes Scottie every day on the street. This dude is a brilliant artist, and he won't ever see it that way, you know, but I do.
Is it because we're so sensitive to other people's bullshit that we can hear it?
I think so.
And then we let it get to us? We think that...
We base our whole life on other people's opinions. I've lived my whole life by other people's standards, and finally I've done it to where my standards are all right. Like, I'm okay, like, to just be me. And, you know, the neighbor next to me, just be you, you know, do it.
So what if there's a way to create your own standards and just fuck the bullshit of what other people say about you, and you just...
Like your own government, your own standards, such as like your own rules and everything? Or just your way of life? I think that, all right, I think society gives us the opportunity every day to do that, but we have to do it their way. It has a structure. You gotta go to work, conform, do the 40-hour work week, robot. I am a normal person. That's boring. I'm sorry, I tried it, I did it. It's not for me. Yeah. You know, I want to jump off a fucking bridge every day of my life when I was doing that.
Well, what I mean is, like, what if there's a way to know your worth inside, and from that point create the value you want, and just keep speaking life into it? Have you heard of the rice experiment?
I think I have, actually.
Or the water experiment?
Possibly. Can you explain?
Yeah, so there was an experiment with water. We'll start with the water one. Mm-hmm. And there was a jar of water where the person says, I love you, you're amazing. And then another jar that says, I hate you, you're disgusting. And then over time, the water molecules changed.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
The ones that were spoken to of love, it formulated beautiful patterns, stronger patterns. And the ones that were speaking into ugliness, it was all moldy.
Oh,
and they did the same experiment with rice. They grew they had put 3 bowls of rice and they put some water in it. Again, one they spoke love, the other they spoke ugliness, and the other one they just neglected. Like they never did put it somewhere in the dark and never gave it any attention. And the one that they spoke love to, it grew. The rice grew into, healthy jasmine rice or whatever it was.
Do you want to sit down?
Sure. And then the second one, it turned moldy, and then the third one, it just never grew.
Huh.
And I think there's something very creative in our speeches, in our powers. We can speak life into things.
Absolutely.
Into people, into ourselves.
Yeah.
And so what if there's a way you could speak life into your own possibilities just for the things you can do?
I would never want that, because I would think I want everybody to be an individual and have their own structure, views, and everything. Like mine are mine. I don't expect anyone to be like me. A lot of people don't like me. So I don't want there to be a bunch of Dannys running around or people with my values or my core values. And I think that would be the same way it is now.
Yeah.
Because look at Hitler. Hitler tried to do the same thing. He tried to control everybody and do the same thing for every single person and get rid of people. And no, it didn't work. Society's not going to have it that way. So I think, I think individuality is the most important thing in a person. I love meeting new people every day because of their differences.
Yeah. How did you two meet?
Well, we met a long time ago. We started using dope together. He used dope, I used dope. We met up down there and we used dope.
Yeah. What does dope do for you that he doesn't?
Drowns everything out.
Yeah.
Drowns out all the problems you have. It takes all your problems away.
Yeah.
It kind of doesn't take them away. It kind of masks over your problems and emotions for a certain period of time. It's where you don't have to deal with anything. Yeah.
Right.
So you don't have to feel.
It's just easy.
So
it's easier than dealing with the thing, dealing with things face to face.
Yeah. So at 16, I was addicted to meth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And 9 months in, I thought I was gonna die. And my friend took me to church. I didn't believe in Jesus, and I was so desperate because I knew I was gonna die soon. I prayed.
Yeah.
And a week later, I hit the crystal pipe, and I, put the, liquid, burned it, smoke and all that. And then I inhaled, and then I realized it was rat poison. Like I really got an awakening that I was like, ugh. It was like someone just showed me that I was eating feces, and I was just like, oh shit, like this is nasty. And then it was a miracle. It was absolutely a miracle.
Wow.
And I prayed for it. I got so I knew I was gonna die at 16.
Yeah.
You had a feeling?
I had a feeling. Oh yeah. I would hear all sorts of stuff that I didn't need to hear while I was in it, and I was like, it's either
God was
I'm
sending
gonna
you messages, huh?
Yeah. And then so now I'm 33. I tried taking my life in 2013 because I was depressed, and they gave me medication. I mixed that with alcohol, and then I didn't sleep for 3 days, and then I heard voices in my head that sounded like me but weren't me, telling me we're in the Matrix, that it was time for me to just exit because God hates us. Why would he put us here to suffer? So I was gonna do it, but the cops came just in time because I called 3 friends. Again, I prayed to Jesus like right before the voices started getting bad. and I called 3 friends. 2 of them called the cops, and then I was saved. So now I'm doing this kind of stuff. I do this so I can stay sober.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this is my way. I mean, I'm
cool.
not I don't draw and I don't sing, but my creative expression is filming. You know, or you do bass.
I don't want to say I'm a musician really, because I don't really know what I'm doing. Why not? Because I don't know what I'm doing. I just play what sounds good to me, because I don't know how to read it.
That's the best way to do it, though.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to say I'm a musician though. It's kind of weird. I feel like I'm stealing the title.
Well, what if you could create it? What if you say it enough to yourself every day that you're actually, you know, being more of it every day?
Yeah, I can do that. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I
don't think too hard into it, honestly. I just think more of it as an outlet that I like.
Yeah.
And I like your outlet too. I actually find a lot of interest in photographs and taking pictures of the life that we live.
Yeah.
Because our life that we live is so much different, but yet so close. And we're right underneath. We're right in the tunnels, right underneath. We're going, you know, we're down there smoking dope and doing things that we would have been doing up here if society let us. But no, we're outcasted and we're pushed down, and we're forced down here to this grungy lifestyle that's so hardcore and that sometimes so deadly. And I like it though.
Yeah.
I don't know, I like the whole adrenaline of it, I guess.
I mean, Kurt Cobain, I remember, I watched his documentary. I mean, he used to wear layers and layers of clothing because he thought he was too skinny.
Oh, there's a bee telling us we gotta go. MJ.
Oh yeah.
It was such a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Let me.
Mingjie, MJ, Zai. You're beautiful. You're amazing. You're gonna rock this. The world's gonna see. The world's gonna see how they are gonna be able to break their hearts open by your being and becoming broken open. Show the world what that means. Don't just tell it. Just show it.
Cameras. Okay.
Just imagine that she's naked.
Dang it.
There you go.
Oh, man.
So I almost took my life in 2013 because I was depressed. So I started this nonprofit organization called The Love Story, and it's about how we transform our pain into creative expression. So could you share moments in your life where you were able to choose creative expression to cope with the pain?
That's a hard question.
Music, art, pictures, poetry.
Yeah.
What's your name?
What's your name?
Me or him?
Both of you.
What's your name?
I'm Danny Bag of Donuts.
And when you're
Scottie.
Scottie?
Yeah.
Too howdy.
Where are you guys coming from?
Scottie. I'm from Vegas.
Vegas? Born and raised?
Born and
Yeah.
raised.
All
Born and raised here.
So, what are some? Okay, could you tell me a little bit about the moments where you chose creative expression? What was it like?
Relaxing. Just when a lot of times when I was stressed out, I'm not very good with talking to people and everything, so I'm usually by myself a lot, and sitting down with a pencil and paper is a lot easier than standing face to face talking to people about your problems and whatnot. And it's a good way to get your mind off of your problems and what's going on in your life.
Where are your writings? Do you save them? Do you store them?
I have a lot of notebooks and journals and stuff, but I like to draw a lot more than I like to write.
And what about you? What kind of creative expressions do you use?
Hold on.
Fuck, I guess a lot. Everything is really creativity, imagination, everything. But music, I use a lot of. I let a lot of my anger, frustrations, and everything like that out when I play, because I don't know what I'm doing. So when you don't know what you're doing, you kind of have to play from your heart and what sounds good. So whatever my emotion is at the moment, I'm playing it. You know, if it sounds sad, if I'm sad, I'm going to play something that sounds sad. If I'm angry or happy, I'm going to play something, you know, with those emotions. So when I'm playing, it comes out.
I'll talk to you after.
And when you don't know what you're doing, you literally have no idea what you're doing except what sounds good to you. And that's a perfect definition, I think, of creative expression.
There you go.
Yeah. And what are some of the things you write about or sing about or scream about?
What comes to my mind? Like, I don't write anything down. I do spoken words. Whatever I'm feeling, like I said, is what I'm gonna say. And so if I'm feeling pissed off at somebody, I'm gonna say "fuck you," you know, in the song over and over and over, like that one.
Yeah. Right.
How long have you been you do music?
Yeah,
How long have you been doing music?
since I was born. No, honestly, I picked up a bass when I was about 12, and haven't put down an instrument since. I love them.
Nice.
But I don't know how. I've never taken a lesson, so I don't ever want to say I'm a musician. I just play.
Yeah. And what about you? How long have you been writing?
Well, I've been kind of drawing since I was able to hold a pencil. Like when I was younger, before I could write or draw or anything, I would like paint.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've been drawing and taking art classes and whatnot since I was in school, I guess.
Could you show? Do you have some on you right now in your notebook?
Show and tell.
No, there's no drawings in this one.
Is there anything in there you want me to show or you want to show? Kind of reflective of your creative expression?
No. This is kind of a newer one. There's not really much in it. The rest of my stuff is in my backpack.
Would you mind reading the new one?
No, I can't do it, dude.
Anything.
Because it's
who cares what it's about? If it's about something. Want me to walk away?
No, don't walk away. Don't.
So the
That's
platform
worst thing
I
to
do
I can't do it.
is for people who are going through depression, and one of the things we love doing is showcasing like what artists are doing or writing about and feeling about.
Yeah.
So we believe that the more you share, the more other people can benefit because they can relate to what you're going through.
Yeah.
And you don't know who can relate to what you're going through, but you know, it's better to just say it than never say it, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, it's true.
Do it. You know,
Stop it.
Why don't you write something? And then say it.
Something for like 2 minutes. Just like a short excerpt or even a long one if you have something.
I can't do it, dude. I can't do it. There's an audience and a camera and I can't do it. You read something off the top of your head, dude. I can't do it, dude. I can't do it. He's gonna do it. I can't. I can't. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
What's your name?
MJ?
MJ. All right, so I'll sing you something or something.
Okay.
It's embarrassing.
It is. It is. I can't even read something.
I'm doing this for you, Scottie, so you could have more creative expression.
Thank you.
All right. Today, I'm sitting here with Scottie and MJ, and we're out in front of Walgreens on Tropping Rainbow, and we're wanting to get high. We're wanting to pass the time and make shit go by, because we don't want to feel anything inside. I don't like you and you don't like me, but that's the way it's gonna always be if we don't open up our minds, body and soul to our neighbors, to our lovers, to our sisters and brothers. Please understand that I'm getting old, and I'm seeing things clearly every day that I go by. So let's all just sit down and smoke a little weed, maybe some heroin and some methamphetamine. What we do is what we do. So if you don't like it, fuck you. And my boy Scottie's gonna sing a song or write some shit, and he's gonna play it all the way. Bag of donuts, bag of donuts.
That was good.
Wow.
That was good.
Applause. Applause.
That was actually good.
Really
That was actually
ripping.
good off the top.
Free flowing. Hey, Jim. Hey, how's it going? So, if you don't mind, I like to record this. I'm actually filming everything, my journey right now, and you're on Bluetooth. And I'm filming you on Bluetooth, and I'm going to edit this tonight.
Yeah, I just got done. I heard your voicemail.
Yeah. I got really excited. I usually get really inspired when I'm driving, and I'm going through Utah right now, and it's just a beautiful landscape here. Just the road, it's just...
I love Utah.
Yeah.
I probably want to go to Moab for a little bit. I love it there.
Yeah. I think I'm passing Bryce Canyon.
Yeah, I haven't been there very much, but
Gas
Yeah,
gas prices are ridiculously good. I just put $15 in my Prius, and it's pretty much full.
it's awesome. It's a bonus.
Yeah.
How do you like it? I love driving across country.
It's going good. It actually got me to realizing what I need to do the next 2 months, because what's been driving me a little cuckoo is knowing what to focus on,
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, I realized, okay, love story is transforming your loss into a 3-act love story, okay? And
Yep.
I want to do all 3 acts all in 1 month, and that's just 2 months, and that's just no, that's not realistic. And I tend to overestimate myself, and I think that comes from my mania as someone who's bipolar. I realize when I'm manic, I tend to overshoot,
Okay.
So to self-regulate, I'm like, okay, I have to be really, I have to plan. And I realized that in the next 2 months, if I can get Act 1 down to a T, where we get a membership site, which I've hired someone from Fiverr to build right now, because I can't figure it out. I mean, I've done 70% of it, and then the coding stuff I don't know how to do, so I just hired somebody to do it. And once you have the membership going, then there could be 2 tiers of membership for now. One is Discover Your Narrative, which is Act 1, and that's you go online and you journal with us, okay? And then we could provide little technique tips and on how to journal in more detail, as well as the in-depth interview, the full 60 minutes, of someone's pain of passion journey. This is what I hope for, Jim. I hope that anybody anywhere in the world could purchase a package or not even purchase it, just host a journaling circle within their group and integrate the artist-inspired journaling techniques,
Okay. Right. That's the big picture.
Yeah. And and of course it would be nice if they purchased, some of our books, because we do provide journals for them to do that, but I think giving them the tools I think that should be the free model, the freemium. Like, that's the free side, you know, just like giving them, and they could do it with our journals or they could do it with their own journals. It doesn't matter, you know, and journaling is the important part, that they're actually doing it, you know?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And then the third part would be the associate producers program, which is where I would love to leverage your expertise and experience. It would be from pitch to production to publication, you know? And these are targeted to people who really have disposable income, who do want to make a difference, who do want to also be part of the Love Story creative community. So I was thinking about a $75 membership, and in it, you know, we get a vote on like the different, not vote, but like we get to, well, we could vote, because I wrote it in the nonprofit bylaws that members have a vote, you know, vote for whatever in the future policies we have, you know? And and they also, we teach them the online, we just give them all these resources on how to go from pitch to production to publish, and it's up to them to execute on it and then submit their journal entries. Not journal entries, I'm misspeaking. Submit their short docs for publication, and that way we could anthologize and serialize, you know, the love story journals. And I really want it to be an international phenomenon, because if you look on our Facebook, we have people from Egypt, from Africa, from Indonesia, you know, and they're all over. So it's very inspiring that, you know, they're catching on to what we're doing. And, you know, it would be nice if someone just picked up their own phone and started doing their own documentaries, you know. And then the whole purpose of the associate producers program is it recreates my experience when I was in pain, Jim. Like, I didn't want to be like listened to as someone broken or ill. So that's why I went out there and I started interviewing people with my camera, you know?
Okay.
And that's kind of also for the associate producers program. Like, a lot of women and men, and I believe men especially, they don't have necessarily an emotional outlet that is not stigmatized, you know? So so being an associate producer would is for me, that was a solution, you know, because I have a lot of masculine energy, so I was really proud, and I didn't do the girly girl talks, you know. I'm not like a girly girl like in that way. So in that context, I can empathize with a lot of masculine energy out there who are too, you know, like, I don't know how else to say it, like too proud to associate producer program is like the answer, you know, like they could actually activate and listen to other people's stories, and that would be their therapy, you know?
Okay, and I do know. And then you would, you know, obviously the trick is to structure that I imagine from the workshop to, you know, then that's the part when you say you're dividing into 3 sections, and they do their filming at the end.
Yeah, and that's just all in Act 1, Jim. I have a big idea kind of stuff, but
well, that's good too. No, that's awesome. There should be a big idea. I don't know. I was thinking, what by the end of 2 months? I'm sorry. Keep going. Like, what's the very next?
So we start monetizing my stand is that the love story becomes a profitable nonprofit. You know? Okay. And I've been very stubborn about this. I've talked to many people in the business world who are like, why don't you just make this a for-profit nonprofit? I'm sorry, a nonprofit never mind.
Whatever, however they work.
But, you know, at the end of the day, I can't own it. I can't, nobody can own it. That's
the thing. That just reminded me, actually, because you were talking about having people do first of all, the membership thing is really good, and I was that's something that popped into my head before when we were talking the first time, and it's a good idea. I think it's a really good idea, as long as, obviously we figure out structure-wise what the difference would be. And then you said something about, if you want to go, obviously there's people who have, there's a wide spectrum. There's the people who have nothing, as in no, they're not going to ever sign up for a workshop or something because they can't.
Mm-hmm.
So then you have that option, which is the idea of the workshop and everything without physical materials that cost anything, but a way for them to journal on their own, to someone who can afford maybe a journal or something, and that because they want to and they're into it, and it's like the middle section. And then there's people who could also benefit from this, or as well, or already have been, or donate or get involved with things like this normally, because those people are out there too.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Yeah, if it's gotta be, you gotta take donations, which is what this is the way I would think anyway. That it's a Kickstarter, but a $25 donation. There's the e-letter and the journal and the sort of this part where that is, and then if you're X amount, $150, $200 or more, it's a year to this. It's a Skype interview. It's something. Whatever it is a package, because it's not really for them. To certain people, they would donate $1,000. To certain people, they would donate money normally anyway. But if they know that a top package of $1,000 or something buys X amount of workshops for people that couldn't afford it, maybe, and then those are given away. I think a way to donation. So it's okay. I think it's okay whether it's for profit or not for profit or however legally covers it. But it should be. Is that what you're imagining? Is it structured like that?
Yeah, I imagine it to be, well, it's already technically a 501c3 now. It's been one since 2015, February. Oh, no, 16, right. February 16. So I was thinking, I just need to deliver. I want to act like a for-profit enterprise. In other words, professional, quality, right. Really create a unique proposition, a unique value proposition for our target market, So I think having the membership is great as long as we can create, and I believe we can. That's the thing. I believe we really, really can, and so that's where my call to action is for you and I to come together and really go into the work of building out a program and coming up with a return on investment, meaning paying our employees and our contractors their a for-profit type of salary to sustain us, I don't want to equate nonprofit with poor and starving, you know what I mean? Why can't we just sustain ourselves? And you know what I mean? I feel like the shadow unboxing is the voice in my head that says, well, you're a nonprofit, so you don't deserve to sustain your life. You don't deserve you know what I mean? I'm thinking I would be happy with a $60,000 salary, which is what I used to make as a teacher, and I don't even have that right now.
That stuff is gonna stuff comes. That's the stuff that falls into place.
You're so right. You're so right.
It's shitty because it sucks, and it's not right now, but it really is.
But we can do it. I believe if we come up with a system where people believe that we're genuine, and that, a system where, everybody gets their fair royalties with whatever they contribute inside the books, and then we hire an accountant down the line. And, I'll be writing all this out in the business plan that I have a few mentors now that's going to help me with the business plan. So one of the first things I need to get done is getting my finances together, my last 2-year statement, which I will do. And I've been embarrassed about it because I've been paying myself from my own teacher salary, and like when I get broke, I would use my business card because I can't pay for gas or whatever, and so I'd mix it all together, you know, even though it's all my money. But you know what I mean? Like, I was just embarrassed to see that.
I mean,
but I'm gonna do it.
But
I'm gonna do it.
It's fun. It should happen.
Yeah.
It's just stuff to get through. Shit that you figure out. But and you said, I don't know. I think there should be a big, maybe break it down into, the grand scheme with the big plan, which is however long that is in the future, and then like what can be done right now, and certainly an online aspect as well as the workshop and using these journals, and in an attractive way. And I don't know. Anytime I try and think about it, I'm just imagining where we get the best way. Just to get it, to me, it's something that so many people love as soon as they're introduced to it. Like, people that are looking for something like that love it, like I did as soon as you're introduced to it. It's just, how do you get to those people? Because I know they're everywhere, right? It's just, what's the best way to facilitate that? And it's got to be Facebook, and it's got to be that kind of stuff. It's got to be where people, it's got to be, and it's in 1,000 places. You can go to churches and all this other stuff, but like, how do you quickly start like a little brush fire, right? How do you do that? And it's got to be online, right? It's got to be through videos. I mean, you have these clips of interviews. Can there be some attractive way to edit together little Vine videos or whatever, something that gets people's attention, that they hashtag and all this shit that kids do, right? Like something that's positive and not, that introduces people to this journal. Maybe they would hashtag. There's a way to quickly throw your thought out there, and there's already something like this. There's some kind of positive app or something that I heard about that I thought was a really cool idea that somebody did. But my point is something like that, right? I mean, you just got to get these people in front of these people.
So what I'm going to do, Jim, is I'm going to share with you what I have already. It's called the Associate Producers Program. It already has the milestones set, and I just want you to take a look through the files and see if it inspires you to either add to it, modify it, comment on it. Yeah, it's a donation. It is, right? Yeah, it's a $75 membership. You know how museums have memberships?
Right. Like, can it be called a donation, like without lying? Is it?
Yeah, no. Okay, so I have to look into that. I have to talk to a CPA. Because here's the thing.
That's important, I think.
Yeah, because here's the thing. If they put $75 in, but they're getting a value back, which is education on how to be a producer, then technically no. A donation, a donation means I give you money without any expectations back.
But is that separate from the journal and all that side of it?
It is separate.
If someone buys a journal, if someone puts money for a journal and whatever else, is that a donation? It is, right? I know.
Okay, if it's for themselves, no. But if they're just giving money to like gift a journal to like another nonprofit, then it's a donation, Like,
so maybe,
we can't offer them a service and then give them a tax receipt for it,
Okay.
But I'm gonna have to talk to a CPA to really.
There's got to be some kind of wording or something too. I'm just in general. I'd be curious.
are with me. Thy staff and thy rod, they comfort me. Thou leads me to green pastures. I shall not want. Thou preparest a table before mine enemies. My cup runneth over. Thou anointest me with your oil. I shall not want. I don't even know the rest of this prayer, yet I still know I'm taken care of. So thank you.